Hello and welcome to the Play Properly channel. Today we're going to be doing an overview of the legendary Ant-Man expansion that just came out. So let's get into it. I've already kind of pre-opened this up to make it a little bit faster to review it. And you go through the cards. I sorted all the cards ahead of time. So maybe they don't still slide out though. I guess maybe the first thing we should do is go over some of the expansion rule changes, because with every expansion there's always a lot of kind of extra rules. So we got size changing, microscopic size changing, silver dual, empowered. Of course, we got a special Ultron thing there too. So I'll just quickly talk about those. So when you see size changing on a card, this means you can recruit this card for 2 stars less if you played any of that type of a card that turn. So if it says like size changing ranged, so if you play that card, it costs 2 less for you to recruit that card. Likewise, some villain cards say things like size changing with like attack. This means you can fight this villain for 2 fighting less if you played any tech cards this turn. Now, microscopic size changing. So some of them say microscopic size changing 3 tech. This means you can recruit this card for 2 stars less for each tech card you played this turn, counting up to 3 cards. So it's kind of like an acceleration of that, kind of the size changing. So you got a little bit more faster way you can do that. You also got empowered. As this keyword represents heroes and villains who draw power from MB and injury technology or superpowers around them. Some things say you get powered by strength. This means you get +1 fighting for each strength card in the HQ. Likewise, some villains and masterminds say things like empowered by tech. This means it gets +1 fighting for each tech card in the HQ. As cards enter or leave the HQ, an empowered card can get stronger or weaker. One clever move is to recruit a hero from the HQ at the right time, changing the colors in HQ to weaken an empowered enemy or try to strengthen an empowered hero in your hand. Some cards are even double empowered or triple empowered. Then you got Silver's Duel. Keyword represents how Morgan Le Fay and the Knights of her Queen's Vengeance hail from a realm of honorable single combat. You can't gang up on an enemy in a Silver's Duel. You have to pick just one hero name to duel the enemy. So you can only use fighting from a single hero name. Yeah, that'd be pretty hard sometimes. If a hero is like a shield trooper, doesn't have a hero name listed, then his hero name is the same as his card name. Now the Ultron thing it says here. So the Ultron has this Mastermind's abilities put heroes into a threat analysis pile. He says Ultron is empowered by each color in his threat analysis pile. This means he gets +1 fighting for each card in the HQ that matches any color among all the cards in his pile. It doesn't matter whether he has 1 range card or 3 cards in his pile. Either way, he gets +1 for each one. So it sounds like the Ultron is going to be pretty powerful in this expansion. So let's take a look at some of the cards here. I'll zoom in here a little bit. So we got Age of Ultron. So basically, it's a scheme. You get 11 twists. It's for 4 to 5 players. Add another hero. I always like stuff like that when you get a variable. Twist put in the top card of the hero deck next to the scheme in the evolution pile. Then this twist enters a city as an evolved Ultron villain. Special rules: evolved Ultrons have 4 fighting and are empowered by each color in the evolution pile. There were 6 victory points. Evil wins when 7 evolved Ultrons are in the city and or escape pile. Oh, so it's in the city or the escape pile. That's a little bit different. That's a little different. Pull Earth into medieval times. You got 9 set up as 9 twists. Twist 1 to 6 till the start of your next turn. All villains and masterminds everywhere have a silver stool. Twist 7 to 9. Each player puts a villain from the victory pile into the escape pile. Evil wins the 3 villains per player have escaped. Trap heroes in the microverse. Set up 11 twists. Add all 14 cards for an extra hero to the villain deck. Okay, so I guess you take the hero card, all 14 of the cards, so you add it to the villain deck. So the heroes in the villain deck are micro-sized villains with fighting equal to their printed cost. They have size changing for the card color and no other abilities while in the city. When you fight one, choose any player to gain it as a hero. Twist, play 2 cards from the villain deck. Evil wins when 3 villains per player have escaped or the villain deck runs out. Transform commuters into giant ants. That sounds kind of funny. Set up twists equal to the number of players plus 6. Stack this twist next to the scheme. Then for each twist in that stack, put a bystander face down next to Mastermind as a 2 fighting giant ant villain. When you fight one, rescue it as a bystander. Evil wins when there are 10 giant ants next to the Mastermind. I don't know. That sounds like it's going to be kind of fun to play. Alright, so now we get into the Masterminds. So we got Morgan Le Fay. So Morgan Le Fay has got Silver Stool, always leads Queen's Vengeance. Master Strike, each player in turn reveals a covert hero or gains a 0 cost hero or wound from the KO pile. There's also an epic side. Which has got Silver Stool, always leads Queen's Vengeance. Master Strike, those each player in turn gains a wound, then gains a 0 cost hero from the KO pile. It goes from 7 to a 9. Then you get the tactics. So this is a reverse the flow of time. For the rest of the game, players take turns in opposite order around the table. That's kind of interesting. So kind of just reverse the turn order for multiple player games. That'll be kind of fun. Not really all that damaging, I don't think. Well, I guess you can screw somebody up, but fight each other player discards a covert hero or gains a wound. Fight, you gain +4 buying power, usable only for recruiting covert or ranged heroes. Fight each other player in turn KOs a non-gray hero from the discard pile, then gains a card from the KO pile that has a lower cost. That one kind of hurts a bit. Especially if you don't have too many cards in your discard pile and you got that really high one in there. Wouldn't be too happy with that one. So that was Morgan Le Fay Mastermind. So then we got Ultron. Always leads Ultron's legacy. Master Strike, each player reveals a tech hero or puts a non-gray hero from the discard pile into a threat analysis pile next to Ultron. Ultron is empowered by each color in his threat analysis pile. And of course, he's got an epic side. And the Master Strike is, for that one, each player puts a non-gray hero from their hand into a threat analysis pile next to Ultron. Ultron is triple empowered by each color in his threat analysis pile. Triple empowered. So it gets +1, it gets triple empowered. So that's Ultron there. His tactics: fight, put the top 3 cards of the hero deck into Ultron's threat analysis pile. Fight, each other player in turn reveals a tech hero or puts an Ultron's legacy villain from their victory pile into an empty city space. Each other player reveals their hand and discards each card that has the same card name as any card in Ultron's threat analysis pile. Oh, that could be nasty. Fight, you may gain a hero from Ultron's threat analysis pile. And that is Ultron's the Mastermind there. So those are the 2 Masterminds. So now we get into the villains. So this is the Queen's Vengeance. So we got Blackbird. Silver Stool. Fight, KO one of your heroes. Daystar. Microscopic size changing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ranged. Fight, reveal the top card of your deck. You may KO it. Gigantus. Microscopic size changing. 1, 2, 3. Looks like you got 6 strength there. Fight, KO one of your heroes. Iron Knight, Silver Stool. Escape. Each player reveals a tech hero or gains a wound. Mordred the Evil. Fight. Choose a card in your discard pile. The player to your right gains it. Escape. Each player similarly does the same effect. Pixie. Microscopic size changing. 1, 2, 3, 4 convert. Fight. Reveal a convert hero or play another card from the villain deck. And you got Star Knight, Silver Stool. Fight. KO a card from your discard pile. Yeoman America, Silver Stool. Not sure if I said that right, but fight. You get +1 buying power for each color of a hero you have, including gray. So there's the Queen's Vengeance villain group. So now we got Ultron's Legacy. So we got Ultron Robotics, Microscopic Size Changing 3 tech. Fight. KO one of your heroes. You get Original Ultron minus Ultron 1. Empowered by ranged. Fight. KO one of your heroes. A lot of KOing heroes in this one. I don't know how you pronounce it. Alkema. Empowered by instinct. Fight. KO a card from your discard pile. Legion of Ultron. Empowered by tech. Fight. Draw a card. Crimson Cowl. Empowered by covert. Ambush. Crimson Cowl captures a bystander. British Ultron 14. Powered by strength. Fight. Each player reveals a strength hero or gains a wound. Escape is the same effect. Future Ultron Prime. Double empowered by tech. Ambush. Put all non-tech heroes from HQ on the bottom of the hero deck. Then you get Ultron Pym. Microscopic size changing. You got 3, 4, 5 tech. Fight a hero in HQ with no size changing abilities. Gain size changing tech this turn. And that ends the villain groups. So we get Ant-Man. So you get Ride the Ant, size changing tech. You get to draw a card. Risky Science, Microscopic Science changing 4 tech. No, it's 3 tech. Sorry. 3 tech, and then with another tech you may discard a card if you do draw a card. Giant Ego, size changing 1 tech. You get +1 fighting for each extra card you drew this turn. Pym Particles, Microscopic size changing. You got 5 tech there. Hero in the HQ with no size changing abilities gain size changing tech this turn. So looking at Ant-Man, this looks like there's going to be a lot of kind of card drawing there. Definitely some size changing stuff in there, but we got Black Knight, Amulet of Avalon. You get empowered by the color of your choice. Now that's actually kind of handy. That's not actually bad for a common Black Knight card. It only costs 3. Defend the Weak, 2 buying power. Play a strength first. You return a 0 cost card from your discard pile to your hand. That's something different. Flying Steed. 3 fighting, and when a Master Strike is played before it takes effect, you may discard this card. If you do, draw 3 extra cards at the end of this turn. That's actually a very interesting card. It's going to be one that probably I'm going to forget to use, though. So basically, a Master Strike is played. So you basically, before it takes effect, you can discard that card. And you get to draw 3 extra cards at the end of the turn. So you're losing 3 attack for 3 cards, basically. That's kind of an interesting card. The Ebony Blade. You get plus fighting equal to the printed fighting of a villain in your victory pile. Mastermind tactics aren't villains. Yeah, the Black Knight is actually going to be an interesting one. I'm actually going to look forward to using that. Especially that flying steed. Yeah, I definitely like the Black Knight. Jocasta, if I'm pronouncing that right. I think I've only ever had like one comic book with her in it, but... so basically you play tech first, you get empowered by tech. And that was a 2 attack plus curse on that. 2 buying, that's a plus there. If your discard pile is empty, you get plus 2 extra buying power. Otherwise, shuffle your discard pile into your deck. Oh, that's interesting. So it's a way to kind of reshuffle your deck ahead of time. That's actually kind of cool, especially more... Get your deck shuffled a little bit earlier. I kind of like that card. That actually is very interesting. Holographic image reducer, size changing attack, draw 2 cards. A lot of card drawing so far. Electromagnetic eye beams, 5 plus. If your discard pile is empty, you get plus 2, so it could be a 7. Otherwise, shovel your discard pile into your deck. Okay, I see. If you want to use that card, you might want to play that other one first. Kind of shuffle your deck there. Then you can play that one. Yeah, Jocasta is going to be interesting. Alright, so now what do we got? We've got the Wasp. So we got 1 plus, Microsoft size changing, 2 covert. And if you play covert, you get plus 2 fighting. Tiny Wing Justice, 2 buying power, size changing covert. I play covert first, you get to draw a card. Again, a lot of drawing cards in this. Swarm Tactics, size changing covert. You get plus 1 fighting for each card you recruited this turn. So you're going to want to do recruiting first. Founding Avenger Wasp, Microsoft size changing. 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like 5 covert. I played Avengers card first, get plus 1 fighting for each other Avenger card you played this turn. So that's kind of good if you're playing with a lot of Avenger cards. If you're not, you could be in a little bit of trouble, especially if you play some of the random games. And we got Wonder Man. Kind of happy to see Wonder Man, actually. I like Wonder Man from the West Coast Avengers from back a long way. Choose one, draw a card, or you get empowered by strength. Ooh, I like options. You draw a card or you get empowered by strength. One way that's a drawback is sometimes you probably want to do both, but if you can't beat up anything with the empowerment, you might as well just draw a card. Yeah, I like it. It's only a 2 cost due to buys. Conic Energy, it's a 2 fighting plus. You put a card from the HQ on the bottom of the hero deck. I play ranged first, you get empowered by ranged. Absorb ambient power. Put a card from the HQ on the bottom of the hero deck. If the card had a star icon, you get plus 3 stars. If the card had a fighting icon, you get plus 3 fighting. If both, get both. And the last card of this expansion, 8th Wonder of the World. Size changing 1 strength. Choose any number of cards from the HQ, put them on the bottom of the hero deck. Then you get empowered by range and strength. Oh, that's pretty cool too. So, there you have it. This is the expansion for Legendary Ant-Man. I think this one is definite buy my book. And I think it's definitely worth it. And yeah, so click on the video there to watch another one of the videos, or subscribe to my channel, and we'll play some more Legendary in the future. Okay, and play properly out.